Audio Jungle.
The two of them were in a mess, and the two of them were in a mess. Seeing that Reiju actually started to deal with the soldiers around her, Jiaji in the back clenched his fists and looked angrily at the instigator of all this, Muun. Muun walked towards Jiaji step by step, and as he got closer to Jiaji, his skin began to be gradually covered by a layer of dark scales, and a ball of fire continued to burn behind him. Fruit ability user? Jiaji looked at Muun, who had changed his appearance, and his expression became more serious. But he still didn't take Muun seriously. After so many years of adventure, he had also seen many ability users. Many ability users are not as powerful as his soldiers. Soon, Muun was covered with dragon scales and stood in front of Jiaji. "Boy, what makes you think you can face me alone?" Jiaji looked at Muun standing in front of him with disdain and said coldly, "Just relying on your scale armor? Do you think you can fight me with just a fruit ability? How ridiculous. It seems that Reiju didn't tell you how many self-righteous guys like you I have eliminated over the years." Muun looked up and stared into Jiaji's eyes and said seriously, "Then let you see how a self-righteous guy like me can knock you down." As he said, Muun clenched his right fist, and a blazing fire rose from his fist. Fire Dragon Fist. The fist burning with flames quickly hit Jiaji's chest. Jiaji did not dodge Muun's attack and still stood there calmly. Suddenly, many soldiers flashed out from behind him and blocked him. Bang! Muun's fist hit the soldiers in front of Jiaji and instantly broke up the human wall in front of Jiaji. What? Muun looked at the scattered human wall in disbelief. He didn't expect that someone would even give up his life for someone like Jiaji. Before he could come to his senses, Jiaji's high-tech combat boots flashed with electric light and instantly passed through the crowd and kicked Muun. Zizi! Jiaji kicked Muun away with a swift kick. Electric light kept flashing on Muun, but it didn't seem to cause any harm to Muun. Muun quickly adjusted his body and stabilized his body that was kicked away. "Boy, do you see the gap between you and me?" Jiaji retracted his legs, but the lightning was still flashing on his combat boots. "As long as there are people around me, you can't even touch me. Damn it!" Muun gritted his teeth and looked at the wall of people gradually forming in front of Jiaji and asked loudly, "Don't you care about the lives of these people?" Jiaji looked at Muun proudly. "They are all clones made by me. As early as when I created them, I gave them the concept of not fearing death and never betraying. This concept has been deeply engraved in their bones, so they will fight to resist attacks for me, even if they die." Muun heard Jiaji's words and shouted angrily, "You bastard, what do you think of human life?" "Human life?" Jiaji said disdainfully, "These replicas that only take 5 years to make are actually people in your eyes. You are so naive." Muun heard Jiaji's words and clenched his fists tightly. "Sure enough, I will definitely knock you down. If you can do it, just try it." Instantly, Muun and Jiaji rushed towards each other. Just when he was about to fight Jiaji, the flames behind Muun suddenly disappeared. He decided to give up the strong defense of the Lunaria tribe, improve his own speed, and use fast attacks to pass through the human wall in front of Jiaji. Muun instantly punched Jiaji several times, and several fist afterimages in the sky hit Jiaji. At this moment, his punching speed was already invisible to the naked eye. The human wall in front of Jiaji was instantly broken by Muun, and many fists hit Jiaji through the gaps in the human wall. Seeing the fist pass through the human wall in front of him, Jiaji did not panic. He immediately pulled the cloak behind him to the front of him, and the fist collided with the cloak, but the defensive ability of the cloak was obviously modified. Muun's powerful attack, which fell on Jiaji through the cloak, had no effect. Jiaji took advantage of the cloak to punch Muun. Muun quickly swung his fist and collided with Jiaji's fist. In an instant, the powerful force collided and the two flew backwards. Jiaji quickly adjusted his body and stood firm. He said. He shook his hand solemnly. I didn't expect this ignorant kid to have such a powerful fist. Muun felt the pain on his hand with a solemn expression, and his impression of Jiaji became higher. I didn't expect such a strong man to appear in the North Sea alone. It seems that I have to improve my strength as soon as possible. After all, he has encountered such a strong enemy in the four seas. If he reaches the Grand Line, he doesn't know what kind of dangerous battle he will experience. So he is eager to improve his strength. A large number of soldiers gathered in front of Jiaji again, and he shouted to Muun, "Little kid, it seems that I underestimated you. I didn't expect you to be able to pass through the human wall and hit me. It seems that I have to be a little more serious." As he said, Jiaji took a spear from his men and pointed it at Muun with a serious expression. Muun saw Jiaji change his weapon and thought to himself, "It's better to be careful." Flames gradually rose behind him, and the defensive talent of the Lunaria tribe was restored. After all, the enemy in front of him is also a strong enemy. Suddenly, electric light flashed from Jiaji's combat boots, and the whole person disappeared instantly. Seeing this, Muun secretly thought that it was not good, and immediately relied on his senses, crossed his arms, and turned to the right to defend. Bang! A long spear flashing with electric light pierced from Muun's right side, and instantly hit Muun's arm wrapped in dragon scales. The high-voltage current carried by the spear instantly spread to Muun's whole body, and this time the current was obviously stronger than the current on Jiaji's feet before. A tingling sensation swept through Muun's body. Muun frowned and quickly reached out to grab Jiaji's long spear. Jiaji's expression was ugly, and he quickly raised his leg and kicked Muun out with electric light condensed on his leg. Then he dragged the long spear and jumped a few times to retreat behind the human wall. Jiaji looked at Muun, who had recovered from the numbness of the electric current, with an ugly expression, and asked coldly, "Who the hell are you?" The high-voltage current stored in my gun would have knocked out ordinary people. Why is it that I am not hurt at all after being hit by it? Muun shook his numb arm, and some electric light jumped on his arm. "I am the most powerful black dragon who ate the fish fruit, the mythical beast species, and the black dragon form. How can a mere electric current have any effect on me?" At this moment, on the other side of the battlefield, bang, 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 several flying slashes kept hitting Yongji. Yongji instantly raised his leg and kicked at the flying slashes, blocking them one by one. Suddenly, a dark knife shadow passed by Yongji's side. Not good. Yongji looked ugly and dodged sideways, but he was still a step too late. Bang! Yongji was instantly knocked out, knocked down several walls in succession, and was buried under the bricks in a mess. Roger held the knife in one hand, crouched down, and whispered, "Flash!" Turning his head, Yongji gritted his teeth and touched the place where he had just been attacked. He stood up angrily and looked in the direction of Roger. Suddenly, a figure flashed quickly in front of Yongji, and a dark flash passed across Yongji's chest. "Ah!" Yongji cried out in pain, then coughed up a mouthful of blood, and knelt on one knee in pain. He gritted his teeth and looked back, only to see Roger standing behind him with his back to him and a knife in one hand. Why would you follow those unknown people with such a high quality of armed color? Yongji stared at Roger and shouted angrily. He hadn't encountered a strong enemy like Roger for a long time. Roger closed his eyes and said, "The previous me lost the direction of my life for some reason. Now I have seen new hope from the captain. So even if I try my best, I will protect this hope." As he said, he clenched the long knife in his hand. Continuous flash. Instantly, Roger swung his sword and flashed around Yongji, launching a storm-like attack on Yongji. Yongji pulled the cloak behind him and wrapped his whole body under the cloak to resist Roger's attack. While attacking, Roger frowned and sighed at Yongji wrapped in the cloak. "It's worthy of the technology of Germa 66. With a cloak, he blocked my attack." Just as he frowned and sighed, his attack frequency also slowed down. Suddenly, several steel cables flew out from under Yongji's cloak and instantly caught Roger's long sword. "What?" Roger looked at the caught longsword in surprise and tried hard to pull it out, but the several steel cables instantly followed the long sword and wrapped around Roger's wrist. Ha ha ha, I caught you. Yongji smiled grimly and leaned out of his cloak, staring excitedly at Roger, who was entangled by the steel cable. The steel cable that just wrapped around Roger's wrist was his mechanized finger. Bang! Roger was caught by Yongji's wrist and swung wildly towards the ground. Roger swung his knife at the steel cable on his wrist with an ugly face. A lot of sparks were instantly cut on the steel cable, and Yongji let him go in pain. Roger took the opportunity to quickly dodge Yongji and looked at the scar on his wrist with an ugly expression. Damn it, I almost strangled you to death. Yongji shook his painfully cut fingers and glared at Roger angrily with gritted teeth. He originally planned to wrap around Roger's neck, but he didn't expect this guy to react so quickly. Roger held the knife with both hands in pain, watching the wounds he had cut on Yongji gradually heal, and a terrifying momentum rose from his body. It seems that I can't stand here with you anymore. Let's make a quick decision in the next move. Looking at Roger with a terrifying momentum in front of him, Yongji clenched his right fist with a solemn expression and began to accumulate strength. The two sides confronted each other, but their momentum became stronger and stronger. Suddenly, the figures of the two disappeared in an instant, and they quickly rushed towards each other. Windbreaker heavy strike. Black knife draw the sword. Instantly, a strong impact came from the two people, slowly spreading to the surroundings, and the surrounding soldiers were blown all over by this strong impact. Soon, Roger and Yongji's figures intertwined with each other, standing there back to back, and their expressions became very ugly. Suddenly, Roger's mouth trembled, and he squatted on one knee with his chest covered. Ha ha, Yongji sneered with an ugly expression, I didn't expect that I would be defeated by you. After the words fell, a deep knife wound appeared on Yongji's chest, blood gushed out of the wound, and he fell to the ground weakly. Roger gritted his teeth and looked at Yongji lying on the ground, rubbing the place on his chest where Yongji hit him, and sighed softly, I almost failed the captain's expectations. He looked at the battlefield on the other side, wanting to rush over to help, but the pain and weakness in his body made him sit down on the ground. Next, I can only rely on you. Judge looked at Muun, who was covered with black dragon scales, in surprise. How is it possible? How could you eat that fruit too? According to his understanding, the fish fruit was eaten by the monster Kaido a long time ago. How could someone else eat that fruit? Is Kaido dead? Soon, Judge denied his absurd idea. I'm really confused. I actually thought that monster would die. He stared at Muun and shouted, Boy! Do you know what you are talking about? How could you eat that fish fruit? Don't try to fool me. He thought Muun was bluffing at this moment, eating some scaled animal fruit and pretending here. Seeing that Judge didn't believe it, Muun sneered and flew into the sky in an instant, turning into a huge black dragon in the sky. When the dragon appeared, lightning and thunder flashed in the sky, and the originally clear sky was suddenly covered with dark clouds. A strong wind began to blow around, and it continued to spread around as the dragon danced in the air. Seeing Muun flying in the air and turning into a dragon, Judge's heart was in turmoil. How is it possible? How could two identical fruits appear at the same time? Judge's expression was very ugly. Everything that happened in front of him made him believe that the boy in front of him did eat the same fruit as Kaido's monster. But this color, why is it black? Suddenly, Judge thought of a possibility. Could it be that guy Vegabank? Yes, only that guy can do it, and perfectly copy the devil fruit. Muun looked down at Judge and others standing on the ground from the air. Hot breath. A ball of flames gathered in Wu Yunlong's mouth and attacked Jiaji. Instantly, a solid human wall was erected in front of Jiaji to block the attack for Jiaji. Ah! The flames instantly broke up the human wall in front of Jiaji, and Mu Yun stopped attacking with a serious expression. The moment the human wall appeared, he had weakened the power of the hot breath. Otherwise, those soldiers would be evaporated by the hot breath in an instant. Seeing that Muun stopped attacking, the soldiers around Jiaji once again surrounded a human wall in front of him. Jiaji looked at Muun in the sky provocatively. Emotions are really the most useless things. They only make people weak and incompetent. The sea was full of people, and the sea was full of people. You. What do you think of these people who sacrificed for you? Muun, who was hovering in the air, roared angrily at Jiaji, who was hiding behind the crowd. Hey, you actually think these replicas are human beings? Jiaji heard Muun's roar and said disdainfully, I don't know how a naive guy like you can appear in the sea. All troops listen to the order. Attack the guy in the sky. Yes. The number of soldiers around suddenly increased. Some of them restrained Amy, Reiju, and others, and the other part of the soldiers rushed towards Muun in the air wearing jet boots. Damn it! Countless soldiers launched a suicide attack on Muun. Muun kept shaking his body to throw them off, but as soon as he threw one group of people off, another group of people came up immediately. Reiju on the ground saw Muun trapped by the soldiers and immediately knocked the soldiers around him away. Amy, help me, I'll go to support Muun. Amy shot away the pursuers chasing Reiju and shouted to Reiju, Captain is in your hands. Reiju nodded and flew towards Muun in the air with a complicated expression. Muun, since you can't do it, then leave this kind of massacre to me. Reiju made up her mind that she would protect the tenderness in Muun's heart. Even if her hands were covered in blood for this, she would not hesitate. At this time, Muun, who was entangled with the soldiers, also saw Reiju flying towards him. No! Muun guessed what she was going to do from Reiju's firm eyes. Reiju, stop! He shouted at Reiju while shaking off the soldiers on him. He absolutely won't allow it. He won't allow Reiju to start another massacre for him. Reiju heard Muun's voice and smiled at him, still firmly rushed towards Muun. Muun looked at Reiju's smile, his pupils slightly contracted, and shouted. I said stop. Suddenly, something strange happened. A strong pressure burst out from his body with Muun's roar. The strong pressure spread to the surroundings in an instant, and the air around him became heavy. What? Heroic Haki. Jage on the ground was under the heavy pressure around him, staring at the source of the pressure in the sky with his eyes wide open in disbelief. He could never imagine it. Such an unknown kid would actually be the owner of the Haki that only one person among millions of people on the sea possesses. On the other side, Roger, who was sitting on the ground to adjust himself, smiled when he felt the domineering aura of Muun burst out. Sure enough, I didn't make a mistake. Muun, you have the courage to dominate this ocean. I always believed that if it were you, you would definitely bring a different view to this ocean. The pressure in the sky gradually dissipated, and the surroundings became silent in an instant. Except for Amy and others and Jiaji, all the other soldiers rolled their eyes and stood there motionless. What? Amy looked around and saw that all the enemies around her had stopped, feeling very confused. Why did they all stop? Wit looked at the enemies around him gradually falling to the ground and put away the kitchen knife in his hand. It's over. Just now he could feel the pressure from Muun, but these pressures were not directed at them, so now they can stand here safely. Are you not going to fight anymore? Seeing that everyone stopped attacking, Maris also put down the iron chain in his hand and looked around in confusion. In the sky, the soldiers lying on Muun fell from the sky like dumplings, one by one, powerlessly, and fell heavily to the ground. Reiju stood in the air blankly, looking at the Germa soldiers falling from the sky. Suddenly, a dark figure flew out from the crowd of soldiers in the sky and approached Reiju, who was standing in the air. Reiju, don't disobey my orders next time. The dark figure hugged the stunned Reiju and whispered in her ear. Reiju looked at Muun in front of her, who had changed his appearance at this time. At this moment, Muun had dark dragon scales wrapped around his skin, a pair of dragon horns on his head, and a dragon tail burning with flames behind him. A ball of fire kept burning behind him. Although Muun was now blaming himself for not listening to him and stopping, Reiju knew that Muun had changed his appearance. Yun is caring about herself. She smiled and said to Muun, "I know, Captain. After all, from childhood to adulthood, no one cares about herself like him." Muun looked at the smiling Reiju speechlessly. "I hope you really remember it." Then he turned his head to look at the ground, and Judge was staring at him with an ugly expression. Muun hugged Reiju and said to Judge on the ground, "No one will disturb our battle now." "Judge, so you used the Conqueror's haki for this boring reason?" "If I had known this, I would not have let the soldiers besiege him. Good guy, not only did he not cause any harm to him, but he also awakened the Conqueror's haki." "Boy, don't be so proud." Judge gritted his teeth and said, "Don't think that I will be afraid of you just because you have awakened the Conqueror's haki." Ha ha ha. Hearing Judge's jealous tone, Muun laughed. "The next blow will put an end to this battle." Judge's expression became serious, and he aimed the spear in his hand at Muun, and dazzling lightning kept flashing on the spear. Seeing Judge ready to fight, Muun turned around and put Reiju down in his arms and said seriously, "Reiju, watch. I will defeat your father and rescue you from Germa 66. Reiju looked at Muun, who was serious, and nodded with a smile. Muun clenched his right fist, and flames and lightning kept flashing on his fist. In an instant, Muun rushed towards Judge on the ground. A serious punch. "Salute to the strongest. Teacher, give me strength." "Come on, kid." Judge raised the spear in his hand and aimed at Muun's right fist and stabbed it hard. "Let you, kid, see the power of the older generation." Electromagnetic piercing. Bang. A roar sounded instantly from the attack of the two. The figures of Muun and Judge, who were confronting each other, were instantly wrapped in flames and lightning. The flames and lightning blended with each other, bursting out a powerful impact force and spreading to the surroundings. The powerful impact force blew away all the soldiers who fell to the ground around. "Captain!" Amy shouted loudly at the impact under the powerful impact force. "Boss!" Maris crossed his arms and moved forward, approaching Muun under the impact force. "Captain!" Weiss looked at the direction of the battle between Muun and Judge with a serious expression. "Muun, come on!" Reiju in the sky shouted at the flames that wrapped around Muun. Suddenly, the lightning and flames disappeared instantly. Amy and the others looked there anxiously. A young man with short white hair and brown skin stood there. He smiled at the anxious Amy and the others. "Everyone, I won." The news bird flew in the sky above the vast sea. Soon a dilapidated pirate ship appeared in front of it. It quickly flapped its wings and landed on the pirate ship. "I hope this ship can buy a newspaper." When it landed steadily on the fence of the bow, it called a few times to remind the people on the ship of its arrival. "Here it comes." I saw a white-haired boy in cool clothes walking out of the cabin. The boy reached into his pocket and asked, "Is today's newspaper still 100 Baileys?" The news bird took out a newspaper from behind and nodded to the white-haired boy. "Can you give me a cheaper price?" The boy took out 100 Baileys distressingly and handed them to the news bird. The news bird handed the newspaper to the boy, straightened the purse hanging on his chest, and signaled the boy to put the money there. But the boy was reluctant to put the 100 Baileys into the purse, and the news bird angrily stretched out its mouth to bite the 100 Baileys in the boy's hand. But no matter how hard it tried, it couldn't get the 100 Baileys, which made it very angry. It had never seen such a stingy guest. Just as it took the newspaper angrily and was about to leave, suddenly a voice came from the boat. "Muun, pay for the newspaper quickly." Bang! A figure with short pink hair walked up to the boy and slapped him hard on the head. "Reiju, what are you doing?" Muun rubbed his head and complained, "These profiteers are asking for 100 Baileys for a newspaper. Let me see their boss and teach him a lesson." Reiju smiled helplessly and took out 100 Baileys from her pocket and gave them to the news bird. The news bird happily handed the newspaper to Reiju, then looked at Muun with contempt, and then flapped its wings and flew into the sky. What a bully bird! I won't come next time. Ha ha ha, Captain, you are stingy again. You can't even give out 100 Baileys. Amy, who was steering the helm, laughed at the distressed Muun. She didn't expect Muun to be so reluctant to give out 100 Baileys. I don't know if it's because of eating this fruit. I didn't have this problem before. Muun shrugged helplessly and explained. He felt that it must be because of eating the devil fruit that made him like treasures so much. Well, that must be the case. Muun, take a look at these. Reiju, who was reading the newspaper, took out a few pieces of paper from the newspaper and handed them to Muun. What is that? Muun took the things Reiju handed over in confusion. A bounty with a picture of Muun in battle came into view, and it said Black Dragon Muun, dead or alive, bounty. Bounty 200 million Baileys. Muun was stunned by his bounty. Are these 5 elders crazy? They actually spent so much money to arrest me. He even had the urge to turn himself in and collect the bounty. It seems that Germa has also paid a share of the money to reward us. Reiju took out her own bounty. Her wanted poster had a photo of her life printed on it, pink poison Vin Smoke Reiju, only allowed to be captured alive, bounty 80 million Baileys. Captain, let me see if there is my bounty. Amy, who was steering the ship, immediately ran to Muun excitedly and searched carefully among the bounties. Found it! Amy soon found her bounty. Amy, the bounty is 70 million Baileys. 70 million Baileys. It has increased a lot. Amy hugged her bounty and kissed it. After all, she had sailed with the previous pirate group for a while and had received a lot of bounties before. Unexpectedly, this battle would increase her bounty further. Marius, this is your bounty. At this time, Muun saw Marius and others also came over and handed him the bounty of Marius that he had just seen, 50 million Baileys. Marius looked at the number on the bounty and muttered in disappointment, less than Amy. Ha 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 ha, don't be disappointed, Marius. After all, I've sailed before, so naturally the bounty is higher than yours. Amy laughed and patted Marius's shoulder, comforting him. This is a very good amount for the first time I've been bountied. After that, she saw Wit holding his bounty in his hand. The bounty order was in her hand, and she quickly approached him and asked, Wit, how much is your reward? 75 million Baileys. Wit casually placed the bounty order in front of Amy and answered softly. Although he tried his best to show that he didn't care about the bounty amount, the corner of his mouth that was raised at the moment betrayed him. What? Amy quickly snatched his bounty order and looked at the amount on it carefully. It's really 75 million Baileys. Why do you have 5 million Baileys more than my bounty? Amy was very dissatisfied. She asked herself that she didn't perform worse than Wit at that time. Why did this guy have a higher bounty than him for the first time? Wit shrugged his shoulders, indicating that he didn't know either. You, don't be too proud. Amy angrily threw a punch at Wit, and Wit dodged it instantly. The two of them started to fight around. Roger stood aside with a knife, looking at his bounty in his hand with a complicated expression. It was printed with Roger's sloppy image and a bounty of 100 million Baileys. Alas, this day finally came. Although he had been prepared for the bounty, he felt a little uncomfortable when he was really bountied at this moment. He used to be responsible for bountying others, but now he has become the one being bountied. Roger thought to himself, I don't know how my former colleagues will react to this bounty. Even if he was bountied, he did not regret it, because he had placed his hopes on Muun. Seeing Roger's complicated expression, Muun came to his side and looked at the bounty in his hand, 100 million Baileys. Roger, your amount is also quite high. Everyone has such a high bounty, but it's not you. Reiju appeared next to Muun and punched him hard. Who told you not to destroy Germa? A few days ago, Germa 66 base. Seeing Muun coming back from his transformed state, everyone immediately ran to his side. Captain, you're not hurt. Amy looked up and down at Muun's body with concern. Haha, don't worry, Amy. Muun touched his head and said casually, it's just that I'm a little exhausted now. I'll be fine after a rest. Just as Amy and others surrounded Muun, Reiju walked in front of Judge, who was lying on the ground. Reiju, you didn't listen to my orders. Judge on the ground looked at Reiju standing in front of him with a pale face and gritted his teeth. Just for this kid, let you betray your family? What are you going to do now? Are you going to get rid of me, a loser? Come on, do it. Kill me and you can get the freedom you want. The two of them were so busy that they had to face each other. Reiju did not reply to Judge. She slowly raised her hand, and a cloud of purple mist surrounded his arm. Ha 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 ha, Reiju, do it. Judge laughed with a look of relief in his eyes. Execute me like you did with your enemies before. Don't worry, father. Reiju looked at Judge lying on the ground with a cold face. I will personally end the sinful life of Germa 66. Judge glanced at Reiju, closed his eyes unwillingly, gritted his teeth, and said, whatever you want, do it. He was very unwilling to end here like this. The dream of dominating the North Sea has not yet been realized, and he is going to die here. Reiju's face was cold, and she raised her hand and clenched her fist to hit Jiaji's head. Reiju, stop. Just when Reiju's fist was about to hit Jiaji, Muun flashed to her side and grabbed her arm. Why do you want to stop me, Muun? Reiju looked at Muun beside her and asked tremblingly. Muun said to Reiju seriously, I just don't want you to do stupid things. No matter how wrong he is still your father. So don't do these things you don't want to do anymore, we have already won. After listening to Muun's words, Reiju took a deep breath to calm down her complicated feelings at the moment. Captain, are we really going to let them go? Roger walked over slowly at this moment and said weakly, if we don't get rid of them, they will definitely cause us trouble in the future. It's okay, Roger. Muun saw that Reiju no longer had the heart to kill Judge, so he let go of her hand and turned to Roger and said, since we can defeat them once, they will no longer be an obstacle to our progress. Roger saw that Muun said so, and could only sigh helplessly. I hope you won't regret your decision today, Captain. Jade, who was lying on the ground, heard that Muun actually decided to let him go, and his heart was stirred. Boy, don't think that I will be grateful to you if you let me go. Jade gritted his teeth and yelled at Muun, we were careless this time. We will never fail again next time. Anytime. Muun glanced at Judge and said easily, next time, I will definitely become stronger. Everyone, get on the pirate ship. Muun smiled and looked at Amy and the others and shouted excitedly, let's go to the free sea. Yes, Captain. Everyone shouted happily, and then jumped towards the pirate ship docked next to the Germa 66 base. Muun jumped to the bow, stood on the fence, and saw that Amy and the others had all boarded the ship. He waved his hands, and a group of flames quickly surrounded the hull, dragging the entire ship into the air. Everyone hold on tight, let's go. Muun shouted excitedly to everyone. Wait, Captain, I'm not ready yet. Amy's face was pale and she hugged the railing beside her in a hurry. Muun exhaled towards the sail, and a strong wind instantly blew up the sail, and the whole ship instantly rushed out in the air like a cannonball. Ah! Stupid Muun! Amy's screams resounded in the blue sky. In the Germa base, the Germa soldiers who were stunned by Muun gradually woke up. They were panicked to find that their leader and young master fell to the ground miserably and hurriedly took them to the medical warehouse. Soon, Jiaji and Yongji were sent to the medical warehouse for treatment. The atmosphere of the entire Germa 66 became very solemn. The soldier immediately took out the Den Den Mushi and contacted the other two young masters who were on a mission outside. The day after the battle with Muun, Jiaji woke up in the medical warehouse. Jiaji walked out of the medical warehouse with a solemn expression and reached out to take the clothes handed over by the soldier next to him. What is the situation now? Have the casualties been counted? He asked the soldier next to him. Report, Chief. According to statistics, we have sacrificed many soldiers this time, and Master Yongji was also seriously injured. While you were unconscious, we reported the situation of the base to Master Reiju and Master Neji, who were out on a mission. The two masters said they would finish the work at hand as soon as possible and rush back. Jai frowned at the casualty report handed over by the soldier and ordered, dispose of the bodies of these dead soldiers as soon as possible and notify the world government to report. Yes, leader. The soldier immediately saluted Judge and replied. Then he asked weakly, Leader, is Miss Reiju also wanted? Don't you understand? Judge stared at the soldier angrily and roared, I mean all of them. Of course, Reiju, the traitor, must also be wanted. Yes, leader. The soldier ran out in fear. He was worried that if he stayed here any longer, Judge would vent his anger on him. Wait. Judge immediately stopped the soldier and said, Reiju's bounty. Tell them to only capture her alive. After all, Reiju still has some use for us. Yes, leader. Soon, the world government received the report from Germa. What? The infamous Germa 66 was defeated by a newcomer? I heard that someone in their group betrayed them, causing them to be defenseless and being taken advantage of. Even so, I still can't believe it. Who did it? They will send the photos soon, and we will know in a moment. Soon, Germa 66 sent many photos of Muun and others to the world government. Are these the people who defeated Germa 66? They look so young. An office worker looked at the uploaded file curiously. From the photos of the people above, they are not very old. I didn't expect that it was this group of young people who defeated the famous Germa family in the North Sea. Suddenly, a clerk found a photo with a serious expression that looked very familiar, and he quickly snatched the photo of Muun and others. There are some problems with these photos. I will take them to report to the boss first. He rushed out of the office anxiously with a dozen photos and rushed to the boss's office. Boss, the person who was asked to pay attention to appeared. He pushed open the door of his superior's office excitedly and handed the photos in his hand to the chief. What's going on? Seeing his anxious appearance, the chief was a little confused. He took the photos in confusion. He saw a white-haired and brown-skinned teenager. The chief immediately grabbed the clerk's arm anxiously and asked anxiously, where was this found? Sir, this group of people just fought with Germa 66 in the North Sea. Germa 66 just sent the photos to arrest them. I accidentally saw the person in one of the photos. It seems that you mentioned it to us, sir. So I brought the photos of these people here and let you see if it's this person, sir. The chief patted his shoulder happily and laughed. Ha 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 ha, well done. I need to report to the higher-ups now. Tell everyone to ignore these things for the time being and work normally. Yes. The clerk immediately and respectfully left the chief's office. The chief watched his men leave and immediately picked up the den mushy at hand. Chief, the person the 5 elders are looking for has appeared.